this is Jason Molesky. In this example, we'll take a look at how to select a simple random sample using a table of random digits. The editors for a school newspaper intend to call 4 randomly chosen hotels to ask about their amenities for families with children. They start with an alphabetized list of all 28 hotels in the town. Our problem is to use Table D in the back of the book, starting at line 130, to choose an SRS of 4 hotels for the editors to call. Now, the first step in choosing an SRS using a table of random digits is to label each of the elements of the population. Since we have 28 resorts, we'll need to make sure every resort has a 2-digit label. So starting with Aloha Kai, we'll label that 01, not just 1. Anchor Down will be labeled 02, Banana Bay 03, and we'll continue on alphabetically until we get to the Veranda with a label of 28. Notice each element of the population has a 2-digit label. Next, we need to randomize. So using Table D, we'll start at the left-hand side of line 130 and we'll read 2-digit groups. Recall we need to skip any groups that aren't between 01 and 28, and we'll also need to ignore any repeated groups. We'll continue doing this until we've chosen 4 resorts. So when we look at line 130 in Table D, we see it starts with 69051, then 64817, and so on. Tables are generally given to us in blocks of 5 random digits at a time. So to make it easier, let's separate these out into 2-digit blocks. So 6905, 16, 48, and so on down the line. Next, we'll go one by one through each 2-digit block and select each one that corresponds to an element within our population. 69 is too large, it falls outside of our 01 to 28 range, so we'll ignore that, but then we see that 05, the beach castle, does fall within our range, so that's the first element of our simple random sample. Likewise, the Radisson is labeled 16, so we'll select that, but then we see 48 is too large, so we'll ignore it. 17 falls within our range, so we've now selected the Ramada for our simple random sample as well. So we already have 3 hotels within our simple random sample. Continuing, 87 is too large, and then we see 17. But we already selected the Ramada, so what we'll have to do is ignore that. 40 is too large, 95 is too large, and then we see 17 again. Again, we'll have to ignore the Ramada because we already selected it. So we'll have to continue on in our list, and we see that, again, we have some large numbers here. 53, 40, 64, 89, 87, and then finally we see we have a 20, which corresponds to Sea Club. So our simple random sample of 4 resorts are the Beach Castle, the Radisson, the Ramada, and the Sea Club. For some additional practice with selecting an SRS using Table D, try exercise 11.